Oh, now I.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to Entrepreneur Wednesday. For those of you I don't know, my name is Patricia Cimino, and I am an empowerment coach for women who want to become entrepreneurs. And back in March, I started this series called Entrepreneur Wednesday to inspire you. So just so that you can see all these different women entrepreneurs, hear their stories, and know that anything is possible. And today I want to highlight a very special guest. Julie Laux is a woman that I met, oh gosh, how many years ago did we meet? Long time ago. But 8 years ago or 7 years ago, when I moved into my new home, I used Julie to renovate my new home. And I know a lot of you guys always comment on my fireplace and my living room, and Julie's the one that designed it all. So I want Julie to share her story with you. And if anything from this conversation sparks a little something in you, please shoot me a PM. I'm happy to get on the phone with you, do a mini session, and just share hear what you're saying and give you some strategies to walk away with. Maybe this might be an avenue that you want to take, entrepreneurship. So I will now like to introduce Julie Laux. Julie, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks so much, Patty. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for including me.
Happy you're here. So, like I said, I had hired Julie 7 years ago to renovate the house that we bought. And I just love the fact that she totally got our vision and she nailed it and she enhanced it even more. She's super, super talented. She just has a great, great eye. So, Julie, share with the audience who you are, what your business is, and who it is that you serve.
Great, thank you. Well, my name's Julie Laux. Jordan is my maiden name. I get asked that question, which always makes me laugh since I still feel like Jordan is me. The name of our company is J. Jordan Homes. We're located in the Hinsdale area. We have an office just on the west side of downtown Hinsdale on Grant Street. Stop by and see us, 112 South Grant. We do home building and home renovation. I say in the western suburbs and surrounding communities, but we've done a little work downtown. We have a project going in Naples, Florida right now. So,
Wow.
Really we would work wherever it made sense.
Yeah. So when I met Julie, she was doing home renovations. Her business has exploded, you guys. It is a multi-million-dollar company now. So Julie, just share, share your background. Were you in interior design? Were you in home building? How did this start for you? How did it start and how did it get to where you are today?
Okay, so I'm a CPA by education. I worked for Ernst & Young. Then I was the CFO for a candy company. Along the way, my husband and I built a house in the city. We built our first house in Hinsdale, and then we bought a big old house on County Line Road, and I did a lot of work to that. With the guy that actually used to work for me in the beginning. And at the end of that, naively, I thought, I can do this. So I bought a lot. Actually, my first project was a new construction, not renovation. I bought a lot over on Vine Street and I built a house. I worked with the architect to design it. I made all the decisions about what we were going to do. And at the end, I sold it. And interestingly, it's been sold a couple times, but the people that live there now are my clients, and we're doing work in that house again, which is super fun. I call it my first child. So, so after that first project, or really during that first project, we sold two other projects, one new construction and one renovation. And after that, we were in business. So our business has grown primarily word of mouth. People see our work, they call us up, they ask us. I come over just like I did for you, Patty, to say, what are you thinking? What do you want? How do you see this? What can we do? Maybe brainstorm about some ideas. And of course, you have to talk about the budget. How can we achieve what you want with the budget that you've allocated to this project? I have yet to meet the person that doesn't have a budget. So trying to trying to make that all work together, and give people their dream home, and it could be as small as a bag. It's really exciting stuff.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so like just all the different things that you just said about yourself, you totally have everything that it takes. Like the budget is like having the money background that you have, the CPA background, that is so, so important, especially for a lot of entrepreneurs who want to go in business and they've never had a business before. Just knowing the money end of things is so critical, and especially with a product like what you're selling, you know?
Right. Our ticket prices are really high. Most
Yeah.
people spend, more money on their home than they spend on anything else in their life. So it's very important, and it's very, very personal. People live there, they raise their families there. Everything important happens to them in their home.
Yeah, but just to know that that a client is dealing with someone, an owner, a business owner like you, that has that knowledge, that with those numbers, that's important. That's really important. Um, so that's such a great story, such a great journey. So let me ask you though, like, you know, there's always a big why for every entrepreneur. Like, what is it about this business? Why, like, why didn't you just keep it like as a hobby, like there's a lot of women that kind of flip houses here and there because they have fun with it, but you made it a full-fledged business. Why?
Well, I guess there are a lot of whys. I mean, for me, being able to work in the community and have a job that integrated my family was very important. It's not a job that I had to get on the train and be gone for 8 or 10 hours a day. That was super important to me, that I could do something here. And I guess I'm a more is more girl. Like, I got this thing, we can do this thing. Putting together the team is a huge part of it, getting the right people to work together. We have a really great team that I'm super proud of right now. And I guess at the end of the day, I'm a people pleaser, and building homes is really sort of the ultimate in pleasing, right? You want people to be happy with every little corner.
Yes, that must make you feel really good.
When it goes right, it does, which it mostly does. But it's a big emotional deal for my clients. So, trying to get them through it happy it's a challenge.
Yeah, and that leads into the next question that I had, and that is, what is your biggest challenge being an entrepreneur, especially in this arena of home building?
It's always going to be keeping the customer happy, right? I mean, we hear that across the board. In my world, it's, so many little pieces and parts, and, it's the most important thing in their world, their project. And I have a lot of people where it's the most important thing in their world. So trying to divide up my team to give everyone and every project the attention that it deserves, and at what point in the project my attention is really needed. So that continues to be a challenge. And that's the hard part about growing, is I'm only one person, and how do I spread myself out to make everyone feel the way they deserve to feel, that their house and their project is super important to me, because it is.
Yeah. Well, I could tell when we worked together, you were very concerned about how we thought and what we wanted to achieve. And I think I think the client, I felt it, at least. I felt like I was being, I had your attention, and it was a great, I look back on that and I think, I hear so many horror stories from a lot of people who've worked with builders, and they just, this list of all these terrible things that went wrong. And whenever I talk about our project, I'm like, no, it like was smooth sailing. Like, it went really well.
For the most part, we have that. I can't say we never have a bump in the road, but this is a small community, and I see the people that I work with in every aspect of my life. And it's important to me that they're happy, and they deserve to be happy. They're spending a lot of money, and it's important to them.
So let me ask you, you are a busy woman. You've got this business, and you also have 7 kids, which is, you've got your hands full here. You've got a lot going on. So what are you thinking and believing when things are going crazy? Like, your homeowners want to get in on the deadline, and you've got things happening with all your different kids as far as, graduations and all. Where is your mindset? What are you thinking and believing in those moments when things are going like haywire?
Yeah, I mean, we all have our tough days, right? So, really, every morning I wake up and I don't get right out of bed. I spend some time thinking about really what is important. What do I have to achieve today? What do I have to attend to so that I can prioritize? And then, of course, yeah, somebody calls, this happened in school or their boyfriend or this or that. So, you're always dealing with those things. And of course, your kids and your family are your priority. But if I can just pick one or two or three things that I have to achieve that day and get those done, then I at least can call it a success of a day. It might not be everything I wanted to do, but at least I can get through.
Yeah. So I want the audience to hear what Julie said in her opening statement. When she built her first house, after she built it, she thought, I could do this. So
that was before. That was before I thought I could do that.
So,
After I was like, oh my goodness, what have I done? But
before, it didn't stop you.
I feel like it was very naive.
But before, you were thinking, what were you thinking about yourself and your capabilities? Because this is where a lot of people get stopped. This is where they get stopped right here. It doesn't sound like you had any limiting beliefs that caused you not to jump in.
I think just go for it, give it a whirl and, hedge your bets. Don't put everything on the line, but decide what of yourself and your resources you're willing to commit and give it a whirl. I don't know. I mean, when I look back, I think it was pretty naive, but here I am all these years later and we're going great. So you have to just jump in. And I think if you decide what you're willing to risk financially, emotionally, time-wise, then maybe it's not so scary.
Yeah, deciding ahead of time. That is something I've been talking about all month on my blog and in my Facebook Lives, deciding ahead of time. Whatever you're deciding on, making that decision ahead of time, it's just, it shores up so much energy because you don't have to waffle in indecision. So that's a good point. That's a great point. So what would you tell another woman who's considering going in business? What would you say to her?
Oh my goodness. I would say you can do anything that you want to do. Surround yourself with good people, people that believe in you. I have a lot of that. My husband definitely believes in me and my plan, and he's my biggest cheerleader. So surround yourself with people that support you and give it a try. Put a smile on your face. And if I can do it, you certainly can.
That's awesome. Okay, so let me ask you, this is a question I ask everyone I have on. What is the best mistake you've ever made?
I mean, probably weirdly building the first house. Like, what was I doing? I had no business doing that, but it worked out. That's probably the thing that I can think of the most. There are plenty of mistakes along the way, but underestimating what it was going to take was probably the luckiest thing that happened.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. So where can people find out more about you, both online, offline? Because there's viewers that might not live right in Hinsdale, but the surrounding areas. So where can they find you?
So they can best find us on Instagram as @JJordanHomes in Hinsdale. That is probably the most interesting at this moment. We're working on our website. Like I said earlier, our business is word of mouth, so our website isn't great. We have a Facebook page. We're okay at that, but following us on Insta is probably best.
Awesome. And then your location again here in town is your Grant Street address.
112 South Grant Street. And we're open from 7:30 to for sure 3:30, maybe 4 every day. And it's definitely a walk-in situation. Our office is meant to be exciting, lots of things to look at, things to touch, pictures, magazines, idea boards, those kinds of things, books, resources, all kinds of things that are fun to look at if you're thinking about a project.
And if you're on your website, do you have a list of addresses that you have just completed or are in your...
No, we should. We're just wrapping up. Yeah, we're just wrapping up 418 South Park. We turn it over on December 17th. So that one's just about done. We're working on 120 East 5th. That's a large house around the corner from that. We just completed 400 East 8th. We've got several renovations now going in Clarendon Hills, which is fun, a little different. So that's exciting. We've got a big renovation on Elm Street. We've got a master bath in Western Springs. We've got a project in Naples. You name it.
Awesome. That's awesome. Okay. Well, thank you, Julie. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy, busy week to come on live here. It was fun to interview you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. And to the viewers, if, like I said, if this interview sparked any interest in what it would be like to jump into entrepreneurship, give me a shout. Let's get on the phone, talk about some ideas that you have, and move forward from there. Until next week, make it a great week. See you next time. Thank you.
you.
Bye, Julie. Thank you.
Bye.